April 8th, 1991. Belinda will be here in about 10 minutes, so I will write later. Everything else is just the same old shit, different day. Well, I'm back now. Belinda has left to go back to Camp 5. Well, needless to say, yes. But I wanted so much more. Not rushed, more intimacy. But she is still beautiful, and I want her again. My future is in jeopardy because of things like this, and I must not falter on my steady path. Ashley is a lost memory, not due to this evening's events. It has been happening for a while now, and with her not writing, it just makes it easier. We should be leaving to go home in less than 2 weeks. Finally. This was a very difficult period in the deployment for me and in my life as I look back on it. The episode that happened with Mike and Ashley where I found out that Ashley was cheating on me with Mike and Mike's death really hurt, but I didn't really have time to process it because the next day was the ground invasion. But it left a hole in me, and Belinda and having sex with Belinda filled that void. And it also filled the void that I had from not really having a mother in my life and always trying to find appreciation from my father. And it was almost like a trap for me. You know, here I have this emptiness and this hurt, and now I have Belinda, who I dated previously back in my life. And the sex was something that I always looked at as a way to fill the emptiness in my life. And it wasn't that it was transactional, it was just that that was what made me happy and made me feel good at that moment. And I wanted so much more though, and as I wrote, I just craved and needed the love of a woman in my life to feel alive and feel complete. And I got that. But at the same time, I would say, confused because I didn't know how that would end up. And I know that I had decided to go to college and I planned my future, and all of these things kind of jeopardized that. And it was very confusing, and all I could think about was Belinda and being with her again and the immediacy of everything. And I realized looking back on that and being able to reflect and have the insights now that I wish I had then would have been very helpful. I don't think a lot of people, when they go into relationships, understand either the complexity or the impact that it has on them and their future. And for me, this was a defining moment. And when I read the next episode, everyone will find out how that turned out. And there was a shocking development that I didn't learn until 20 years later, which for me, at the moment when the things happened, and the way they happened, I couldn't really understand. But then finding out what happened 20 years later, it made sense. And I could understand why those things happened. So I can't wait to read the next journal entry. It's going to be shocking, and it was to me anyway, and I think it will allow everybody to understand the next part of this, the journal, when I talk about those valuable life lessons. So thank you very much for your time, and I can't wait to put out the next episode and talk about those things and continue with the journal. Only one more entry left and the book is over, and then we get to transition into the manuscript, which I'm looking forward to. Thanks again. I really appreciate your comments and support, and I really appreciate you helping me grow this community, and look forward to continuing it.